We are that live thing.
Ooh, look at them emojis, my boy. Look at those emojis. Look at the emojis.
Oh my God.
Your virtual are we live? We're live?
Yeah, we are live. I keep saying it.
Oh, welcome to the podcast, your virtual basement. And we're joined by, oh my gosh, he's so good looking. He's going to be leaving to Africa for like 3 weeks. We got Frodo in the house. And we got a new guy, new friend. He's not a new friend to us, but new friend to you guys, Vladimar. Can I say your real name?
Yeah, it's Eric.
Eric Donaldson?
Sure, full name. Got it.
What's your social
right.
security? Just kidding.
Do you need my blood type? My blood type also. You need a blood sample sent over. Like,
Yeah, right. And
What's
then
your zip code?
We got John, Alookeva. I usually make a slave joke here, but you know what? I can't.
Yeah, stop that.
I shouldn't make isolated jokes like that. I keep doing it, but I do admit right afterwards that I'm a lazy piece of shit. He's actually the mastermind behind all of this. I'm not even streaming the podcast. He is. He's doing all the work. But today, another day, another show. Awesome fam, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna be talking about life because that's what we do here, and I want to be able to engage you, and then we're gonna make all this cool stuff together because that's what we do. So, where are we at? What's the first thing? Hit me with the first topic.
So let's talk about this whole Twitter thing that's going on. I can't pronounce her name for the life of me.
Amarath?
Amarath? Amarath?
Amarath?
Yeah. So
Amarath.
she is
Let's look up her real name. Hold on. Amarath.
what's her real name?
What's her real name? And then what's her
route?
Kate is her name is just Caitlin.
Cool.
No last name, nothing. Just Kate.
What's her last name? Oh, Caitlin Siragusa. Wow, that's actually an exotic name.
That's pretty cool.
Siragusa? I'm gonna post it to you guys. You can pronounce it your way. Okay, so what about her?
So she's under fire because of this tweet that we're dropping in chat right now.
We're not gonna play it on.
Yeah, we're not gonna be playing anything anymore. We're not gonna be showing anything on there. By all means, take your time and take a look. But she's being accused of saying the N-word live on stream while she's getting ready to start her ASMR stream. And it's one of those split topics. A lot of people are saying, no, she didn't say that. She said something else because she's talking about how you can go to a store and buy Pocky now. But it's how she says it makes it sound like she's saying the N-word. So you have a split crowd on this subject.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guys listen to it yourself. I've already seen the clip already.
Same.
I've seen it many times. I've seen it earlier today. She's talking about Pocky, which is this like Japanese snack, Asian snack that people buy, and it's like a little kind of like a not a cookie but a breadstick kind of thing, but not really bread.
It's like a cracker. It's like a
wafer.
Yeah, it's a cracker. It's like a wafer. Yeah, it's like a wafer.
Like a wafer.
It has usually has chocolate. It's the Laurel Yanny thing all over again. I do agree.
Yeah.
Where people hear a specific thing. Wait, who's a Laurel and who's a Yanny person here? Wait, I gotta listen.
I don't even know that.
You remember that dress? Is it yellow or is it blue?
Oh, okay. It's fucking blue. All right, it's fucking blue. Anyone else in here, I will end you. It's blue, and I will prove it to you. They proved it. It's a blue dress.
How old does that mean?
Is the
But
dress
anyways,
blue or yellow?
2015.
Wait, I forget which one I am. A Laurel or Yanny person. Hold on.
I honestly forget too.
Wait, I want to play it. Hold
I
on.
think I was a Laurel.
I love that going back to that
I got
2015
Laurel.
dress. It is dubbed the dress.
Yeah, the wiki.
The wiki is dubbed
It's
the
a
dress.
defining point of our generation.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, getting okay. Are you a Laurel person or a Yanny person though? The dress is obviously blue, so I don't care what the fuck you guys say. All right.
I think it's both, but whatever.
What? You can clearly see it's blue. It's just overexposed to make it look white. Like, look.
That's what I'm talking about.
Blinds,
The white parts are
they
blue.
White? Are they white? Are my fucking blinds white?
Well,
No,
actually,
they're not,
they
John.
actually have a slight tint of blue.
What the fuck? They're
I've
gray.
been to your apartment. I know
I'm
they're
literally here. It's the camera.
New thing. What are Leonyx's blinds?
What color are
I'm
his
telling you right
blinds?
now.
I see orange. I see
Yes,
orange.
yes,
I know
yes.
Orange. What do you?
Are you
Random
serious?
colors,
All right, so she's
Thanks
being
for the host, man.
accused of saying one thing or the other. So you guys listen to it. I don't believe
allowed
she's
to play
saying
it,
it.
though? Are we allowed to play it?
No, we are not allowed to play it.
Wait, but no. But is the clip on Twitch? Like, is the clip on Twitch?
I believe the clip is on Twitch, and Twitch hasn't done
And the
anything. From my understanding, both her nor Twitch has made any comment on the subject.
Okay, so
Correct.
if it's still on there, it's safe to play. But let's not do it just for context. Anyone else? The clip is in the chat. You guys can watch it. We're not gonna play it. But wait. First, I need before we go deeper in this topic. I need to know who my real friends are. Are you a Laurel or a Yanny person?
I haven't listened to that clip, and I'm not gonna play it
Just listen to it. Wait, why don't you play it?
because I'm the one hosting the stream.
Okay, fine. You want to stick to the topic? I just want to know. I just saw this huge like cat tail come across.
Well, I'm gonna listen to it on my phone. Here.
Are you a Laurel or a Yanny
Listen,
person?
I never hear Yanny.
Laurel.
She
all
said-
the way.
I never hear Yanny either. I'm
I've
definitely
tried.
Laurel.
You know, I've studied the arts of Laurel.
It's Laurel.
And
Okay, so we're all Laurel people.
Yeah, it's
John,
definitely
what are
Laurel.
you?
You mean
And
we're all-
don't feel
we're all
peer
right.
pressured.
I'm
into the
looking
Laurel.
it up. Hold on.
I got a link.
It's
You
like
guys
the-
talk.
it's like
You
the
guys
first-
talk.
Team Laurel. Hashtag Team fucking Laurel.
Yeah.
There's
Right
a
now.
link for you if you haven't pulled it up yet.
No, I'm pulling it up on my phone because I'm the one hosting the stream.
yeah, that's right.
So I can't do it on the
You
playback.
should have just played it. You should have just played it on the
Nope.
stream.
Now he's gonna keep us on
Why do you
track.
refuse to do that?
On track.
Why?
He wants to
this
stay
is
on
why
track,
we
that's
can't
why.
have nice things.
This is
Dr. Black Falcon says Laurel all day. So we have
Yeah,
another
respect,
Laurel.
brother.
Yeah, respect. Just everyone just flex.
How do you hear Yanny?
Yes!
Why is this? Why is this a thing?
how
Why?
like I've never.
I heard that someone was trolling and it's Laurel in one ear and a Yanny in the other ear. Like from your microphone. It depends on what microphone or I mean a headphone that you have.
Which driver? Whatever.
And most people have the like Laurel like type headphone.
Does your
The
brain
rare
work?
type.
Wait, like your headphone plays differently if it.
No. I mean, it's like
Is this like a
it's the
first
quality
world
of the headphone.
problem? Is this like a first
Yeah.
world problem? This is a
Yeah,
peasant
I
talk
would
right
think
now.
so.
Like
Yeah. So if you're a peasant, you hear Laurel.
you hear Laurel.
No, I'm kidding.
So if I go
Okay.
grab like a $5
sense.
earbud,
That makes
then I'll hear Yanny.
Okay.
Is that what's going on?
If we're going back to Amarath, one, she's something.
This guy.
She's attractive.
I didn't say it. I just said she's something.
She
Alright,
is something.
John said that she's attractive.
She's
Anyways,
attractive. I have no shame.
No.
if you go to her Twitter, she posts a lot of different content, which
Mhm.
I'm not saying it's bad or good, but in due context of the clip of what she said, I do think that in context, there's no reason for that word to be there. But you know, I've heard way worse when PewDiePie and when we camped the bridge on Military Circle.
Yeah.
All I remember is that bridge of being
Yeah.
that word bridge. So I don't think that she actually said it.
I don't believe that she did say that. I don't think like based on like reading all the tweets that like people who are defending her in that, I don't think she and what she does. I don't think she was she would let something like that slip if she was a racist in any way, shape, or form. But I fucking hear it, dude.
The only
here's
thing
the thing.
you hear. I've played it 45 times.
So
Here's the
you
thing.
hear it.
If-
I hear it. I do hear it. I do admit that I hear it.
Yeah.
But if you go through the comments, even a friend that I know, her name's Skipper or Sloan Skipper on Twitter, she replays it, and I don't hear it anymore. She says in the grocery store.
Maybe it's a doctored video.
I just don't get how
Maybe
if
she wouldn't be that person.
let's say she didn't do it and she's just like, wow, like I don't know why people caught this like this, you know, why isn't there an apology already? Why isn't there just be like, guys, I'm sorry that you heard that wasn't at all what happened.
Well, most people when you are sorry for something, you're admitting guilt that you did something wrong. And when you do something wrong, people remember that you did that.
So pleading the
I do agree that if you do say you're sorry, but you're saying sorry
that you
if it
caught it that
sounded
way,
like that,
that's
but
not-
it's not.
yeah.
But that's not what I said. Then I think people will still be in uproar about it. I think it's more like if I had a conversation with Emirath and I was like, did you say it? She's like, no. Then it's just like an audio glitch. It could have been a frame drop for all we know, right?
Right.
Like some people could have gotten the frame drop and that's what it played back. That's not even a Twitch clip, right? It's a Twitter clip.
So there,
like
if
when
you
you
do
guys-
go to her channel, though, there is a clip of it.
Does it play the same way?
Yeah. Yeah. I spent almost 2 hours of the early morning trying to convince myself
like,
that she didn't say this.
2 hours. So
It's like,
so
have you
here's
guys- No,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
All
go ahead.
right. So we were talking earlier. This is one of those things where do you know that movie, The Polar Express?
Do I know that movie?
You know the
Has
movie
anyone
Polar
ever
Express?
not
Tell me
seen it?
more.
The Polar Express.
this
For
about?
people that haven't seen that movie, at the end of the movie, he gets Santa's reindeer bells, like the sleigh bells or whatever.
Yeah.
And he rings the sleigh bell, and if you can hear it, that means that you still believe in Santa Claus. And if you can't hear it, that means you're too old and you no longer believe in Santa Claus. They also prove scientifically that there's a frequency younger people can hear and older people can't, and it dives deeper into science. This is my hypothetical, not hypothetical. This is my theory. My theory is, if you hear the N-word with Amarath, you're a racist. You're secretly a racist. If you don't hear it, then you're pure of heart and you're good.
You know what Abraham Lincoln said? If you're a racist, we'll attack you with the North. The Office.
The Office.
Have you guys ever seen those videos of like when there's like a water hose and the water looks like it's frozen because it's like perfect?
Yeah, it's Luminar flow.
Yeah.
Laminar
Yeah.
flow. It's
Yeah.
actually just like that's how the camera, it's what the
Wait,
camera
what?
is like.
Wait, say it again?
Okay, so when there's water, right, and it just looks like it's frozen, that's because of the camera being at a perfect angle where you can't see the water flowing. Obviously, if you were there, you'd be able to like see it a little better. Laminar flow is a real thing. At the same time, when you see water doing that, but have you seen it where it wiggles and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's not that's also your camera and like how you are perceiving it through the video. If you're watching it in real life, that that wiggle won't
That doesn't happen.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
the camera shutter speed and everything
exactly.
like that.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's hard to that's going.
It's the
back
same
to our
thing with
original thing.
the helicopter. Like if you match up the shutter speed with
Yeah.
the speed
Yeah.
of the propellers, it looks like it doesn't move.
Yeah. And so
Honestly,
that's
when
why
I saw that, I
when
was like,
hear
what the-
like those sound clips, like with the thing that we're doing right now, it's like, is it my headset? And do I actually hear her saying that, or am I being fooled?
Fair enough. Okay, so, but everyone hears it. Do you guys hear it though? Is that our general
Chat,
consensus
did
that
you-
she said?
What is
I
what
think
does
I
chat
hear
think?
it.
What did chat listen to it?
Did chat listen to the video?
Could we get a Y or an N in the chat for yes or no?
I was worried you were going to say N for something else. Ha, ha.
Do we get a G or an N? What word do you hear?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right. So speaking of these problems that people can't agree on, there's this thing going on around the internet about math.
About math.
So Frodo, you want to take this one?
Get your whiteboard out.
Should wipe
All
it
right,
out here.
kids, we're gonna go over the little math today, right? So, if you look here,
Yeah.
this is math.
Okay. Wait, keep this up. Keep this up. Go ahead. This is what you're doing. Just run me through this.
All right. So originally you're getting 8 divided by 2, and parentheses 2 plus 2, right? Right. That makes
Yes.
sense. So according to PEMDAS, you gotta do the parentheses first, so you get your 4. Okay.
Okay.
However,
Okay.
once you do that, your parentheses are eliminated.
Wait, just so you know, this is the math problem. It's 8 divided by 2, open parentheses, 2 plus 2, close parentheses.
And I believe that we linked it right there in the chat too. So you can see
Okay.
it, right?
Okay, show it to everyone.
Picture
Just
of
run us through this thing, because apparently, it's a controversial topic.
Yes,
Trying
very.
to figure out. Okay.
All right, so like I said, your parentheses are eliminated once you do the inside of the parentheses. So then
Right.
you still do PEMDAS. Most people think PEMDAS means multiplication before division. However, those things are interchangeable, right? Same with addition and
What?
subtraction. Yes.
I feel like
Correct.
I'm back in math class. I need to take notes.
Wait,
Hold on.
no. Wait a second. No.
Yes. You do multiplication and division at the same time. Like you pick
Yep.
one or the other, whatever comes
So-
first.
So at this point, it's 8 divided by 2. Your parentheses are canceled, so it's 8 divided by 2 times 4. Okay.
Okay.
So what do you do first? You have to do your division for first. You don't multiply the 2 times the 4, because PEMDAS says whatever the first sign is, you have to do it. So it's 8 divided by 2, which is 4, and then 4 times your original 4, which makes 16. Now, if you did it the wrong way, if you kept your parentheses in the entire way through, you would do 2 times 4 and then do 8 divided by 8, which is 1. But your parentheses get canceled out earlier on once you do everything inside the parentheses.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
parentheses
I get
become the
I get the
parentheses become the
parentheses.
multiplication.
Exactly.
Wait, no. I get the parentheses part
Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, PEMDAS.
But
a lot of
why
people
wouldn't you
don't know.
multiply? Why wouldn't you multiply it first? I would have
Because you have to-
multiplied it first.
You have to do it in order.
Yeah, you have to do it from left to right, always.
Really?
Yes. As long as it's with so if this was an addition right here, if this was plus, you would do 2 times 4, right? Because it's multiplication before your addition or subtraction.
This whole topic, I thought it was 1. I'm not gonna lie. So now I look like
Yeah,
an
I thought it
idiot.
was 1 as well.
It's all right.
So this reminds me of this old clip. Like I think this was like the 40s. So
I guess you're right, because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it on
algebra. Why you fail us?
Yeah, I literally just
No.
type it into Google and it
What-
gives me
what-
16.
Why
is our education system failing everyone?
Ooh, political.
Because
So-
they
I
think
it's
the
because-
parentheses.
I think it's because
They think
Yeah.
you're going to continue to do the parentheses.
Yeah. And
So
if
when you do the 2
continue-
plus 2 or 2 times 2, and you continue the parentheses as the 2 times 4, then yes, the answer is 1. But once you do the original 2 times 2, it becomes the 8 divided by 2 times 4 in order, which would then be 16. You get rid of the parentheses once the problem inside is already solved.
okay, I agree with you. I think it's because the fundamental PEMDAS, when you hear "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," the information there about it being interchangeable is not widely known.
Yeah, it's not given by a lot of people because
They think they have to
Like-
do the multiplication first.
yeah, and
Yes.
teachers like once you learn PEMDAS, right? Sometimes that's such a little rule, like it's interchangeable, that one, your teacher may have never said it. That's possible. Or two, it's just like something you forget because it's like, oh, it's PEMDAS, and then you start doing that saying like you said. You don't think about the actual like little things. You just go, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I get it.
Yeah.
You ever watch the old Abbott and Costello clip about 7 times 13 equals 28?
Wait, what is it? What?
So I'm gonna post. Go
7
ahead and
times
post.
what?
So it's an old
I'm
like
so glad we
comedy.
have people that are smarter than me here to actually tell me that.
So it's about a 4-minute clip. You just I would say skip ahead about a minute. So Abbott and Costello, like their old like comedy sketch. So I would take a moment to watch it. It's a really great clip. And it just goes into the math of like how this is possible.
Here, wait, what's possible?
7 times 13
7
equals
times 13.
28.
What? 7 times 13.
If you
It's 28.
if you punch that in, that's not what you get.
Well, of course not.
No.
Oh, that's right. They do it. Yeah.
Yeah, they split up the numbers, right? And so
Right.
Well, the last, if you skip to what is this? 2 minutes and 40 seconds. If you skip to that, you watch him do the multiplication down. But when he does this, when he does 7 times 1, he doesn't move it over to the tens place.
yeah, exactly.
The
He
ones
just does it
place.
7 times
So,
1.
Yeah, that's why. That's where the joke. Yeah.
That's actually hilarious. Okay, so we've solved the mystery equation. It's 16.
So
We've
thanks
all
to
come to the conclusion it's 16.
thanks to Professor Frodo over here and Professor Vlad, we know how to do math again.
Wait a second. I want to point out that Frodo actually wrote it down and did all the work. Vlad just agreed. He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything.
Yes.
He was like, oh. And he
Yes.
did
Yeah,
the
you
work.
and me are sitting there like, really?
My dad has a PhD in mathematics, so it's kind of like I have to write it down and show everyone. You know,
Ooh.
You have to show work.
that's my
Wait,
life.
I saw
Yes.
a
Yeah,
post on it. It was like, I have a degree in mathematics. It's 1.
Yeah, he said somebody said they had two PhDs in maths or something.
Can't trust the internet.
Can't trust the internet.
Can't trust the internet. Who has 2 degrees in math? Let's be real.
Who would do that?
Yeah, there it is right there. Lorem _Williams said, I have 2 math degrees. It's 1 on that post. But that's it. That's all they say. Ugh.
More like 2
Isn't
math
there's
degrees.
there's like a slang one where it's like, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It is 16 or some shit.
I have
There's
2
another
math
one.
degrees. What'd they get them from? Fucking
He even
what's that
writes
one
it
college?
out.
Online college.
University of
Arizona-
Phoenix Online.
University of Phoenix.
Oh, University of Phoenix, yeah.
Hey, it's cool. It's cool.
It's cool.
That Lauren Williams guy even writes it out on a whiteboard.
Wait, really? I need
Yeah.
to see
Wait, show
It's
it. Show it.
I just posted it.
Oh.
No, just show it though. For people that don't have Twitch chat when we actually export this damn video.
Why does he
Show it.
keep the parentheses in the...
What the hell?
Where does he get squared from?
Wait, they're like moving it. They're using. It's weird the way they're writing it. That's why
Yeah,
they're trying to write it
yeah.
to make it their point correct. It's
Mhm.
not even PEMDAS.
They're using like kind of like a stoichiometry type thing, saying, "Oh, if it's equal to this, then you can move everything around." But no.
Yeah, because they try to use exponent or XY or whatever just to prove that like you can't do this or that, but that's not how it is because there's numbers in there.
What? I see so many like people saying it's 1.
See, this is
just
what I
make it-
remember
It's too deep.
from class where it's too confusing.
It's too deep, guys. It's too deep. We're too far. We're too far gone.
All right. I don't want my head to hurt anymore.
Yeah, my head already hurts. All right, let's move on.
Let's move on to the
Math is too
everyone's something that everybody can enjoy, which is the Avengers Endgame.
Yes.
Did everyone watch
Seen it.
Avengers Endgame?
So spoiler.
You haven't
I'm
seen
just
it?
kidding. I watched it by myself.
Oh wait, did you actually?
Yeah, it was a good
Oh,
time.
I'm
All
sorry.
right.
Wait, why did you watch it by yourself?
I skipped work.
Oh, that's
It wasn't. It
Thanks
wasn't.
for asking.
It was purposely by yourself, not like
Yes.
oh no one will come see me. It was
No,
I was
I
gonna
skipped
go
work.
miss. Okay,
So the
I
Russo
know
brothers.
all about this.
Yeah, so the Russo brothers.
did an AMA today.
Yep, they did a Reddit AMA, revealing a whole bunch of stuff about Endgame, a lot of loose questions and everything. So, Comic Book Review took that, or comicbookmovie.com took that, and, grabbed 20 bullet points. Like, the number one thing is that Steve Rogers returned to present day. So, for those of you who don't remember, or if you do, or I don't know, at the end of Endgame, they have to return all the items that they took from the past. So the 6 Infinity Stones in Mjolnir. So Captain America goes on a solo adventure to do this, and he goes into the quantum realm, but he doesn't come back out. Instead, he appears on a bench next to the lake that they're near, and that's how he comes back to the present. So everybody has, a lot of theories, like was based on the rules that they explained earlier in the movie, is that if you go into the past, you're not going to change the future. It's just going to play out as an alternate timeline. And that's, everybody's saying that Old Man Rogers has been in the MCU this whole time. Most notably during Captain America Civil War, the old man who's carrying Peggy's coffin is Steve. So that was one of the things that they talked about.
What?
Yeah. So
He's like, wait, do we actually see this in Civil War?
So there is an older gentleman who with white hair who is carrying, who's holding one of the corners. I can't remember the official title of that job, but there's an older gentleman. You never see his face though, and as far as I can tell, he doesn't reappear in any of the shots when Agent 13, whose name escapes me, is talking.
So someone asked about the.
Also, there's an
the
echo.
Contradicting. Yeah, there's an echo. Someone talked about or asked about the contradicting storyline that Steve goes back, right? If you go back, you're making a new timeline. All right. While we're talking about this, John, bring up there's a bunch of like charts or whatever that people have made to like make this very easy. So every single time they go back, they make a new timeline. It splits off from the main time. But if Steve Rogers goes back and returns them to the specific timelines, he's traveling to those specific timelines to what's it called? To return this stuff, right? And you can't return to the main one. But if you specify which one you're going back to, why wouldn't he just specify to go back to the timeline of hours, right? Isn't that how it is? Or am I wrong to think that?
I mean, yeah. He could have just went right back to the same timeline.
That's what I'm saying. If you're able to jump to the specific timeline, you could jump to the main timeline. Mm-hmm. Because the whole point of returning the stones is returning it to that specific timeline that you fucked up. Because if it's in the absolute that you're leaving and you make a new timeline, they could have never gone back to the specific timelines where they have taken those stones. Correct?
Correct.
So theoretically, there's a moment in each of those timelines where the stones aren't there, and I would imagine that would create an alternate timeline.
So here's the thing. I think it's really shitty that they wouldn't just verify this because there's so many things that could make it work. There's two things. One, he either just went back to the same timeline and lived it out. Captain America was always around. There's that.
Correct.
Or two, he went and made a new timeline and then quantum jumped when he was older back
To the real
our
timeline.
To the real timeline. And then just gave Sam the shield.
See, when
It could
when
be
that,
either
when that
or.
movie when the movie first went up, that's what I thought happened. Is that he just lived out his life and then he came back.
And then he came back, yeah.
Mhm.
Selfishly, in one timeline, he made a selfish decision.
So the
So
Russos, so the Russos to this, they say you are correct that he would have had to warn the quantum suit using a pin particle to make the jump. The Russos explained. He's not wearing the suit on the bench because that is not the exact moment to which he returned.
Yeah, that still leaves. He could have jumped like the
So
day
I just
before.
took a screenshot from the clip in the casket bearers or whatever they want to do. If you want to look at that in that thing there, so that's what they were talking about originally with where the old man with the gray hair. They never show his face. That's the only part of the entire clip that you see that person carrying it.
Okay, since it's ambiguous, I'm just going to assume the best version. And the best version for me is that he actually went back to the main timeline, the real one, and lived it out normally. In
because
secrecy.
he wouldn't have affected any of the Avengers stuff. He just would have just ignored everything that happened, maybe, and just lived his life.
Well, not entirely, right? Because all the Avenger stuff, the original, the young Captain America is around, right?
Mhm.
He would see his present day self.
Yeah.
The things that make me confused is why wouldn't he? Well, one, obviously, he wouldn't do anything because he knows it would affect the main time. But as well, why would he sit around and let? why would he sit around and let Winter Soldier like kill Tony Stark's parent?
Well, he's coming from 2023 and he's already seen everything that has happened, and he understands, and they've explained it multiple times, and he's somebody who pays attention and would understand that if he were to interfere in those ways that he would jeopardize the results of being able to beat Thanos. Oh my God, where's that echo coming from?
Is it? What? I don't know.
Not me, is it?
It might be.
I'm muted.
Well, how
Okay. It might be.
okay.
It might be you.
It's
Vlad.
Frodo.
I'm muted.
No, I agree. Actually, but here's the thing. I see he would not do that. However, wouldn't everyone get really weird that Peggy's not sad anymore? Like, why aren't you sad? Who are you dating? Who are you with? Oh, it's Steve.
What she said.
Well, he did die in the plane crash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How
Well,
does he get a new social security card? How does he get a new identity?
How does he live his life without anyone ever knowing?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, the
Right?
people, yeah, because he was like plastered all over the place, and I think
Yes!
even in the
His
newsreels, is it with the cowl on the whole time, or did they show shots with him with it off?
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, because actually back in the original Captain America and stuff, I don't think he was ever shown without his mask on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because the mass public doesn't know his face, so the
They
people
know
who
him
would
as Captain America.
right.
Okay.
This enigma who is like the symbol of American justice and freedom and all
But
that
even
good-
then, like Tony Stark's dad would have known. Like,
Right, but they
she
could have
worked
all-
with him.
Yes!
So
That's
like
another one, right?
like Howard Stark would have known that he came back. Like there's no way that he wouldn't.
Is it not to say that it's not possible that they all swore to secrecy, that they would take it to the grave that Captain came from the future?
There's no way. There's no way.
No.
Absolutely no way.
No, because Howard Stark was a man of science and stuff. He would have wanted that technology somehow. Or he would've
Right, but
pushed
also
him.
if you
He
think
would've
about
pushed him to
if
do
you think
more.
about Iron Man 2, he says that in the little recording reel, he does say, "I'm restricted by the technology of my time, and we may take
Oh, that's how he knows all this stuff. That would make so much sense.
That would make sense.
That would. Oh my God, John, you blew my fucking mind because he's
Say
like,
that.
oh, Steve told me all this stuff, but now I know all this stuff, but I'm not gonna. I can't do it because I'm restricted by the technology of my time.
So
Actually, that makes total sense.
Does that mean he came up with the element, or someone else did?
Came up with
Wait,
well,
that's a
he probably
paradox, 'cause,
well
like,
here yeah, well hold on because he is the scientist, right? Steve wouldn't how much information would Steve know about that element? And he might discover it and be like, well, I can't do it.
Well,
my
the
son's
Tim
going to become
particle,
Iron
Tim
Man.
created it.
yes,
Oh.
that makes so much more sense. My son's gonna become Iron Man. He's gonna figure it out.
That's all I'm saying. Like we were talking about either last week or earlier this week, we were talking about all this retcon stuff and how these little breadcrumbs that are spilled all over these things can be used again to reference something. So, like, how far along did they plan these kind of things out? Well, like, that is such that little thing that says "my time" is like restricted by my time.
I actually, you know what? I actually want to pick the first one. The better ending is where he goes back to the main timeline and does all this stuff. Just because it would just be satisfying that all the things that happened that you retcon, and it's just like, oh, that's because Captain America kept it in secrecy and made sure things. He made sure things happened the way that
it did, and didn't change anything.
So
I mean, yeah. How far away?
This?
How far away did they advance the script to be like in Iron Man 2 in whatever year that was, 2010? Like we're gonna plant that Captain America actually is back and gave them all this technology, but yeah, we're gonna plant that there, and then it's gonna come to fruition in 2019.
Okay, Vlad, I'm gonna blow your fucking mind. Are you ready for this?
Always ready.
Okay, so it's funny that you reference Iron Man 2. So do you remember that scene? And Kevin Feige, the executive producer of MCU and president, right? He said, do you remember that scene where the little kid is wearing the Iron Man helmet and he's looking at the AI robot, and then Iron Man comes down, saves him, blows the robot's head wide open? Do you remember that scene at the Stark Expo?
Yes. Yeah, when they were the drones, when they created the drones. Yeah.
And there's like this little boy there with an Iron Man suit, and he's like, or Iron Man mask, and he shoots.
It was when,
Do you know who that little boy is?
No.
They retconned it, and it's Spider-Man.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
They did not.
It. It's like, yeah, that's Spider-Man. And the math how crazy is this, Vlad? The math adds up to like the kid being 6 years old, 16. And then 10 years. Yeah. 10 years later, he's like 16 in the movie.
They did not.
Yeah, they did. They did.
It's
Look
like
it up.
It's like
I swear to you.
It's just crazy because that goes into what I was saying. Like, how far in advance did they really like?
No, that was not planned. But
you don't know. It could have been.
There's no fucking way.
They could have been like, this is gonna be fucking Spider-Man.
That's why Spider-Man's an Iron Man fan.
Is it a bug or a feature? Yes.
Vlad, were you here when we were talking about that?
No.
So you saw The Boys, right?
I have not seen it yet.
You haven't seen The fucking Boys.
Do not ruin it for someone else. No,
no spoiler warning here for The Boys.
We're not gonna ruin it for you, Vlad. Never mind. No spoilers. Okay.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, go watch The Boys. Go binge watch it. Best show of the year for sure. Okay.
So other things that went on in the AMA is that every time that we've seen in the past, like Thor movies, Thor would pick up Mjolnir and then he would get like Asgardian armor. So
that's only if it's activated, though.
Right, but
it doesn't come from Mjolnir. That's actually just his armor.
Well, here's the thing. So one of the questions was Captain America ever going to wear Asgardian armor? And they just said Cap's shield is armor enough. Was the time
Are you
jump?
sure? I feel like you get the armor because of Mjolnir, right?
Well,
No,
if you look at the, if
because
you look at the,
if you
But it's
watch-
an extra edition.
hold on, have you read the Mighty Thor?
No.
Okay, so the Mighty Thor is about Jane Foster being Thor after Thor becomes the Unworthy. She picks up Mjolnir, and she has Thor-like armor on all of a sudden. So that's where the question is stemming from. Because the only person we've ever seen, the only two people but prior to that we've seen lift Mjolnir is Thor when he's actively using it. Of course, he, like in the first Thor film, he's like, okay, I look like a street bum. Oh, I got Mjolnir. I'm Thor again, and I look the part. But like Vision picks it up in Age of Ultron, and he doesn't use it. He's just like, here, Thor, you drop this.
Like it's the same thing. Like you
And
can
the
pick
bad
up
guy.
the hammer and not use thunder.
Right.
Or
The bad
channel
guy.
thunder.
The bad
right?
guy used it, right? Or picked it
What
up.
bad guy?
The lady who broke it, like
Oh, Hella?
I
Hello?
don't think
Hella.
she picked it up. Didn't she just hold it?
She
Yeah, she
stopped it
caught
and
it.
destroyed
No.
it.
She can
caught
pick it
it.
up. No, she can
Yeah.
pick it up.
She can.
No. She can pick it up because there's the mural in Asgard where she's holding the hammer. That's her hammer.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. I feel like it's an extra activation, right? Because like you can choose
You
to
may be
throw this hammer,
worthy. Yeah.
and it comes back to you, and then you can choose whether or not to channel electricity, right? You can also choose to activate the armor. I just don't think Captain America decided to activate the armor. I think you can. I just don't think he did, like wanted to.
It's a good
Right?
take. That's a good take on it.
Or another take on it is that at the beginning of the fight, he already used the armor activation, and the armor is on Thor, and he can't get it because it has to be released from him. Because remember, he has the fucking Norse god thing, he's got
Maybe.
Stormbreaker
Yeah.
and Mjolnir at the same time, and the armor comes on him.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't duplicate it. Because
Maybe.
technically, the hammer is tied to Thor.
Maybe the hammer decided Captain America was worthy in that moment because they needed to defeat Thanos.
No, that's actually false. That's false. Because Kevin Feige in the AMA.
Did you not watch our last podcast?
Did you not watch our last podcast?
No, he didn't.
Kevin
He knows
Feige-
about the
I'm
voice.
just,
He doesn't know
throwing
anything.
stuff out there for
Kevin
you. guys.
Feige, Age of Ultron, where they're all at the party scene in the Avengers Tower or Stark Tower or whatever,
Mhm.
where he nudges the hammer. He could pick it up there. They already verified it. He could have picked it up if he wanted to.
Hmm.
Captain America is so humble that he just chooses not to
He chooses
embarrass
not to
Thor
pick
in
it up
front
right
of
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So one of the other things that was talked about in the AMA was why the Soul Stone hadn't shown up prior. So heading into both Infinity and Endgame, there were a lot of speculation around the secrecy surrounding the Soul Stone. It was the only Infinity Stone we hadn't seen in the MCU up until that point. And when filmmakers were asked about the inspiration for those Vormir scenes of whether it was always the plan to keep the Soul Stone a mystery, Anthony said this: "For the centerpiece of Vormir, where you retrieve the stone, we reference ruins that were once used for human sacrifice as inspiration. However, the choice to keep the Soul Stone out of the storytelling wasn't entirely ours. And any other Marvel storytellers, any of them, could have gone to that stone at any opponent. I'm just going to point. So they were thrilled that they got to keep that they ended up getting that for this thing, but there wasn't really any purpose prior to it. Just didn't fit into any of the other stories.
I know that it was just like an accident that no other Marvel director decided to use the Soul Stone. I think a lot of people really believed there's two theories that over the years with the Soul Stone for Avengers, where it came from. One, the reason why Hawkeye never misses is because he is the Soul Stone and he had the power of the Soul Stone. Two, another theory is that the Soul Stone was supposed to be in Thor's hammer. Therefore, it was supposed to like look inside your soul if you were like worthy or not. That's why it has that power.
Right.
And
in
then
the comics,
Yeah.
In the comics, Mjolnir is its own separate entity. Like it has an intelligence.
Yeah, and so there's a third theory is that Heimdall, the guy that can see everybody in the goddamn fucking universe, was the Soul Stone.
Because that's one of the abilities of this. Yep, one of the abilities of the Soul Stone is being able to see the presence of any living being. So yeah, that little, and you said the little centerpiece on his chest plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, bring up the photo. And his eyes are like all orange and shit. So you would just assume that he was like worthy, or not worthy. He was the Soul Stone. Whatever that is, I don't know what that is. But yeah. That was my whole thing about the Soul Stone. I think the Soul Stone's kind of stupid, to be honest.
I like because they wanted to do so in the Infinity Gauntlet comic, like the Soul Stone plays more of a role because of the character Adam Warlock, but he wasn't introduced. He's only referenced at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, unfortunately, so he doesn't make an appearance. I love the Heimdall theory. I wish that was the case.
Yeah, that made a lot of sense.
Right, but in terms of like the Thanos heist, because he's supposed to during Infinity War, he's supposed to be rounding them all up, to do the snap, and it was disappointing, that it wasn't there because the story wise, he would have had two of the stones at once go by attacking the Asgardians, getting the Tesseract, the Space Stone from Loki, and then getting the Soul Stone from Heimdall. If they did that, maybe they could have done the Vormir, or not Vormir, the Nova battle, because at the beginning of the film he already has the Power Stone. Mm-hmm. But they have talked about how they were going to show that bit where he does go and attack the Nova Corps to get the Power Stone, but they felt like it didn't fit the pacing of the movie. But this would make sense too.
Yeah, they also didn't wasn't the original cut of the movie when Iron Man is about to snap his fingers, he actually doesn't say anything?
Correct. They actually had to reshoot that.
They added it in.
Yeah, they reshot it and added him saying, "I am Iron Man."
I really thought that was a really forced scene.
Really? Did you think that was forced? I thought it was very very clever. Because I am inevitable. He says I am inevitable twice. He says I'm inevitable at the beginning where they slice off his head, and then he says that I am inevitable at the end, but instead of winning, he loses, and then he's like, I am Iron Man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You think that was forced?
The way that they presented it makes it feel a little forced, because like, yeah, one hand he sounds tired, exasperated, he's weak because he has the power cosmic flowing through him through the Infinity Stones, but the pacing of, and I am Iron Man, that pacing of how it was said, yeah, I can see how that comes off as forced.
Yeah, I thought it was the best version of what they could have done in that goddamn story arc. That story.
Oh, it definitely was good, but it just, I don't know, kind of felt a little forced.
Would you have rather him say nothing?
No.
No, he had to have said something.
What would you want him to say besides I love you 3000?
Didn't we talk about that last time?
Yeah, Vlad, do you know about this one? I'm gonna blow your fucking mind again. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know why he says I love you 3000?
Why?
Because if you add up all the minutes of all the MCU movies from phase 1, 2, and 3, it's 3000 fucking minutes.
I think you're stretching there.
No, I'm not stretching.
No, I think you're stretching on why that's why they use that number.
No, look at what?
Birds are
look
real.
it up.
That's just a coincidence, is what I'm saying.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Really?
Yep.
Really? 10 plus years, and they just somehow chose the number 3,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
They cut.
It's
If
like-
you look, like they probably like cut off like 5 minutes of some movie.
They actually cut 5 minutes off of Endgame just to keep it at 3,000.
Which is
No, it is 3,000.
Speaking of like sad things, and timing and whatnot, there will never be a director's cut of Avengers Endgame.
That's okay.
Because they wanted to do a lot more. Like I know that they had to trim off a lot of time. I mean, I love director cuts of films, but like it's bittersweet.
So I want to, I want to run off in a tangent here. So when like Cap goes back in time, how the fuck does he put the Soul Stone back? How do you put that back? Do you just kill somebody else too, or like?
I think they actually talked about that
into like a hole. You know what I mean? Do you, like how would he return the Power Stone? He needed the little capsule on wherever the Guardians of the Galaxy place is, right? So Time Stone's easy. You just hand it back to the Ancient One.
Yep.
Power Stone, you need the thing to put it back. I can't remember what it's called. The little capsule.
The
right?
sphere.
The sphere.
I
how
think
does
that's
he
all
put it back in? For the Space Stone? How do you put the Space Stone
back in the Tesseract? Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. How do you put that back in the fucking cube, cosmic cube? How do you put it back? And then on top of that, how do you the Reality Stone? How do you make that into sludge and fucking put it back into Natalie Portman?
Make it back into
her butthole.
I mean, for the Reality Stone, because it is the Reality Stone, you could probably just like use the reality Stone and
yeah, but Captain America is not an ethereal being that can wield a fucking Infinity Stone.
We should have been there at the AMA asking these questions.
I know, right? We fucked up, guys.
We missed opportunities.
I always just thought that was all weird. How would he have like returned all those things? Don't think it was possible, but whatever.
Oh, can we change subjects and get to like one of the weirdest things? One of the scariest things that you've shown me.
What was the scary things?
The media thing, the Sinclair thing.
Oh, you want to go to Sinclair thing?
Oh my god!
You can play it. They're not gonna copy strike us. Go ahead and play it so we can all watch it.
Let me get it.
So this is old, but someone had brought it up again. It's a topic again because it was like a new thing that they were able to siphon. So the Sinclair news, like, do you know what Sinclair news is? It's the Titan company that owns pretty much all local radios or local TV channels.
Yeah.
For like local news. Mm-hmm. So he's gonna play this clip or whatever.
Yep. I just gotta.
Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest
responsibility
is to serve our Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about troubling and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
Plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely dangerous to
So yeah.
Were you able to listen to all that? Did you guys listen to that?
I heard
all?
it. I heard
Okay.
it.
Yeah. So so Sinclair Media Group is a conglomerate titan company that owns all local, if not monopolizes all local local news television channels and whatnot, and they broadcast from top down to bottom. That's pretty much it.
Still, like, one of the like scariest things that I've ever watched. So I'm trying to find where I read this, but from my understanding, this was an accident, though.
I don't think. Okay,
How do
so
you accident like 40 news stations?
no, yeah, so it's definitely not an accident. I don't think it's an accident. I think that there is top down of what they give to each news station, like what had happened on national news, right? It's up to them to change it or whatever, or it's just local news has been commercialized. There's a format to the local news because the local news is a show, right? So it would only make sense with national news that they would all get the same press release with the same script and they would read the same script to local news. Do I think this is on purpose and it's propaganda? No. Do I think it's been commercialized and it's the same message? Yes.
So
Does that make sense? So, like,
good. It did find the article. So this is an article from New York Times about this issue, about this video, which was published on. So the article is on April 22nd. The video that we showed was dated March 31st, both 2018. So this was their attempt in working with Trump in his war on the media. Says on
it's just the same script. No one changed the script. It was the same script, and it's always going to be like that because it's the same news thing. That no one's going to put in any more effort into changing it. It's the news.
It's funny because before this article was published, Donald Trump had tweeted, "So funny to watch fake news networks among the most dishonest groups of people I've ever dealt with, criticizing Sinclair broadcasting for being biased. Sinclair is far superior to CNN and even more fake news NBC, which is a total joke."
They're all the same.
Wait, really? Wait. Let me reread this. So funny to watch fake news networks among the most dishonest groups of people I have ever dealt with criticize Sinclair for broadcasting for being biased. Sinclair is far superior to CNN and even more fake NBC, which is a total joke. And this happens.
Yeah, and then it follows.
But none of that is fake, right? Like it's not like the reporting fault. It's just so the wording for the news thing is all the same for a national news story. Am I wrong to think that? Like
if you think about like Fox News, the national network, they come they're under scrutiny a lot, especially since the 2016 elections and before, for taking facts and twisting them to their own narratives, and that's why a lot of people are very skeptical about corporate media. Because you could say one thing like this, like the whole Amarath thing that we're talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like she could be saying one thing, but it's being misconstrued as something else.
Do you think this is propaganda?
Frodo,
do
you think this is propaganda? As a politician, do you think that this is like a bad thing?
I think everything is propaganda. I like to use the song "Wanted Dead or Alive" by Bon Jovi. It's all the same, only the names will change. So that's what I live my life by.
I just take most of the shit that you hear as bullshit until you actually dig deeper.
No, yeah, basically. That's
I mean, isn't that the whole point of our Second Amendment is to allow the masses access to the press so that we can dig deeper and make our own.
We can determine.
Sorry, my apologies.
Wait. What's the Second Amendment?
He corrected me, and I said, "I'm sorry."
Right to
I'm
their
sorry.
arms, right? Like I was looking all around. I'm like, am I
have
crazy?
firearms in the closet. I ripped them off one myself.
Wait, what was the amendment for free press?
No, that's just in the
First Amendment.
Yeah.
Is that all? Oh, it's okay. Free speech.
That has been a hot topic, and we've already talked about that, and still sitting in my mind. Leave me alone.
I am not allowed to comment on anything to do with the politics. Sorry.
Cool.
Okay.
Is that it? Is that it for our podcast? Is that it? Are we done?
I want to bring us back 1 second to the runtime of the Marvel Cinematic movies.
Okay.
The total runtime for the 22 movies is 2,879 minutes.
No, wait.
Just gonna throw that out there.
No.
I just did the math.
This. No. They debunked this. You're forgetting one movie.
Which movie?
Far From Home.
Yeah, but it's movies leading up to
No.
Endgame's before Far From Home.
No,
Right,
Far
fine.
From Home. Far From Home is considered Phase 3.
All right.
Wait. So when they recorded that, when did they record that scene?
Yes!
Though? Was it during
2 hours and 9 minutes? 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Yes.
So if I add 129 minutes to that, you're sitting at 3,008.
No, what?
Like I said,
no, it's 3,000 minutes.
No.
Wait, how did you do the math?
You add all the runtimes of the movies together.
There's this cool thing called a calculator.
It's this cool thing called a calculator, and Google. You can Google runtimes.
No, I don't believe you.
Just like
Here,
I don't believe you.
I'll post
I Love You
that.
3000 is all
There you go.
3,000 minutes.
There's that right there. It's the comparison of runtime of all Marvel movies in the Twitch chat.
Just
And then
because
you
your
can
news
Google
outlet
the
won't-
runtime for Far From Home. Far From Home was 2 hours and 9 minutes. You add that to it.
No one's gonna say I Love You 3000.
The Screen Rant even has an article on this. Avengers Endgame directors have debunked a fan theory claiming that movie's memorable I Love You 3000 line was actually a reference to the combined runtime of all the MCU movies. The line, of course, is first uttered, blah, 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 yada, 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 since the movies, no.
I Love You 3000. It's like I call my wife Crank Butt 2000 or Crank Butt 5. It's just a number. You just add it. She's a really cranky person.
Is it?
So
wait,
like,
it's debunked? Wait,
yes,
is
it's
Screen Rant
debunked.
debunked? John didn't finish it, though.
Yeah, so I Love You 3000, really the most incredible long playing Easter egg of all time, as some claim. As it turns out, the answer is no. As confirmed as confirmed by Joe and Anthony Russo in an interview with Deco Drive, the whole thing is a big crazy coincidence. We worked really hard to make
what
sure.
Did I say?
We've been planning that since Winter Soldier. No, this is an absolutely coincidental. We're not that smart. It's hard to make these movies. Trying to hit a minute count like that seems off the mark. In fact, it was previously confirmed that I Love You 3000 was concocted by Robert Downey Jr. himself, inspired by something one of his children said to him in real life.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear any of that
because he doesn't
my own timeline. I'm living in my own timeline.
That's not how it works. You can't do that.
That's how it works, because if I close my eyes, you don't exist, right?
Fake news media.
Fake news
So
media.
when Robert was asked about the origin of the line, what apparently would happen in this original script went, I love you tons, I love you tons. However, Downey, who would actually tell his real life kids I love you tons, shared that his children reply I love you 3000. That's actually makes it a lot sweeter.
Fucking whatever, guys. All right, Jesus Christ. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna assume it's both. Like, Robert Downey Jr. actually said I love you 3000 because it was both. It was 3,000 minutes and then also 3,000 children.
He's
anyways, wrapping it up. We're already over an hour, over time. But that's it for our show today. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Vlad. Thank you, Frodo. Frodo, you're always so awesome to just fill in any time that I ask you, especially in a suit. You didn't get in a suit for this, right?
Oh, he
No,
told me.
I planned it 3,000 minutes before this.
Shut the fuck up. Wait, no, seriously, why are you in a suit?
Why not?
He got in a suit for this.
It was suit stream today with Sheets. You know, we got our free chicken dinner.
Oh, that's what.
Did they give you free stuff in the Sheet store?
Yeah, well, I mean, if we won a game today, everyone watching got a free chicken dinner. We won a game, so.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Wait.
Come on, look at me.
No.
I'm not gonna lose in this.
Okay, he's trolling.
I'd pay way
They
too
did
much money
win.
if I
They
gave
did
away
win.
things on wins.
I wasn't on Sheet's channel though, Rip.
So, yeah, thank you, Frodo. You can follow Frodo where? Like Frodog on Twitter, Frodo on Twitch.
FROD0.
And then Vladimar TV, Vladimar TV on both Twitter and Twitch. Is it the same?
Yes,
Vladimar
it's
with
the
an
same.
A. Okay. And then obviously you can follow yours truly. Wait, did you want it to go?
I was gonna say you could follow Leonyx here.
I was gonna say you last, so you can have the last bit. But no, go ahead.
Awkward.
Go ahead.
No, you can follow Leonyx here.
If you want to close out, you can have the fucking close out.
No, I just wanted to steal your thunder for that moment. Because I thought you were going to have announced yourself before me, and I'm like, no, I'm going to take this.
Go for it.
Pull it down.
Do you know my social media?
No.
Leonyx
It's Twitter.
on Twitter, Twitch. I am
Facebook.
Leonyx on Facebook and Instagram. That's it. And then, if you want to somehow add me on my Snapchat, I'm Big Papa Bitches.
You are not.
Hold on.
Yes, I am. Yes,
I'm looking this up.
I made it like years ago.
I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add that person right now.
He is.
It's Big Papa Bitches.
I have him on Snapchat.
It's Big Papa Bitches.
All one word.
It's bitches, but BCHES.
Holy fucking shit.
What is it?
It really is. It's Big
It
Papa
really is.
Bitches.
How do you spell it?
All right. Anyways, John is Alookeva. He's not our slave anymore. He's been promoted to master of
Big Papa
coin.
Bitches. Master of Big Papa Bitches.
Yeah. Oh, it's focusing. It's focusing. You
Okay.
can't see it. It says Big Papa
just
Bitches.
type it in the Discord description.
All right.
Yeah, that one's not focusing enough.
Good night, everybody. It's sleep
Bye,
tight.
everyone. I'll be.
Thank you so much.
I'm
Bye.
gonna be,
Bye.
I'll be back in a
streaming some
month.
PUBG.
Tomorrow. I'll see
I'll
you
miss
tomorrow.
you.
Love
Wait,
you
what?
I
I won't.
love
see
you 107.
I love you 3008.